What is that? What the hell is going on? Oh man, I'm just going live and I had some other stuff playing in my ear. So, welcome to a Thirsty Thursday. Sorry for the late, just been trying to get some stuff organized organized and waiting for Kevin. So, let's just get this baby started and bring him in and we'll get this thing going. All right. So, let's, hey, what's up, Kev?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You hear me?
How's it going, man?
Good. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to.
Good.
Yeah, and with all this, I was tinkering around waiting for you with the new layout of Restream, and I'm like, oh, let's see how this goes. But
no, that's good.
So, how's everything? Obviously, welcome to another episode. I'm glad to have you on, and I'm sure there's some people wanting to ask you questions because there was people waiting for this time to come as well. So here we are. And for those people that don't know who you are, obviously on my platform, who are you and what have you been up to?
Yeah. My name is Kevin Apolinario. You can find me as Kevtech IT support. I started out as a field technician working for the Department of Education for the DOE. That was literally my first job, and I worked my way up, working for a lot of big companies like Blackstone Group. I worked at an MSP company doing help desk. And I got experience doing IT support for financial services. So I've been in financial services for a really, really long time. I was dealing with help desk for financial services. I was like the Dr. Phil of IT, dealing with help desk end users problems. Like, oh, why is this not working, Karen? And they're just staring at me. Oh, I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out together. And you know how awkward it is for us when you set up a VC room and then nothing works. So like I set up a VC room and I had the executives just stare at me. He's like, why is it not working, Kevin? I'm like, oh, I have no idea why it's not working, but let's figure it out. So I did help desk for a while, customer support, customer service, a lot of white glove support. So like basically working directly with the CEO of a lot of these financial companies. And then I ended up transitioning over from help desk to cybersecurity. And I got my first cybersecurity job. And after that, I've been on a journey with another cybersecurity job, and then now I'm on my third cybersecurity job, working as a SOC 2 Tier 2 analyst. And yeah, that's pretty much it about me in a nutshell.
Yeah, awesome. So obviously, you went from help desk to cybersecurity, and obviously, what inspired you to make that change, right? Like, say, for example, there's someone out there that's a help desk or maybe in sysadmin or whatever, and they're like, oh, I want to be like Kevin when I grow up. I want to get into the world of cybersecurity. But specifically tonight, and this is such a coincidence that I'm wearing blue, and it's not because of blue teaming. That's the God honest truth. So, but we wanted to talk about blue teaming, right? Like, why did you decide to go into defensive security versus like the hot thing of offensive security and the whole hack and sack and stuff?
Yeah, so I'm like when I first got started trying to go into cybersecurity, I'll be honest with you, I'm not the best person for security in a way of saying like I'm not good at hacking. Like I know like use hack the box. Hack the box is like here's a room, you figure it out, right? So I was like, oh, okay, and I try hack the box. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Then I switched over to try hack me, which is a little more user friendly. I mean, now hack the box is more user friendly now, but before, I mean, like a few years ago, it was not. Now they got these user friendly rooms. So I ended up doing Blue Team, and I really liked it. So I did the Blue Team room for Try Hack Me, and I really like doing all the documentation, dealing with social engineering, dealing with SIM solutions, and dealing with XDRs and stuff like that. So I ended up just doing that because it was more for me. Like I'm not gonna say I'm not a hacker. I'm not really into that, So that's why I ended up being on the Blue Team. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why you got into it. But what inspired you? Like, yo, like I want to get out of the help desk and transition? Is it because you did try hack, like you heard this cybersecurity word and you're like, oh, let me go check out Hack the Box. Oh shit, that's too hard for me. Let me take it down a notch. Let me go to try Hack Me. And you just fell in love with it, or you fell for it because you came across this blue team room and you're like, oh, okay, this is similar to, system admin. I can understand logging. I understand event logs. And you can understand how to get into the nitty gritty of that, because when something goes wrong with your server, you have to go into the event log manager, et cetera, and parse through those logs to see what's up. So is it because you connected better with that, and like the offensive is like, fuck, I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, but a defensive is like, you give me a tool like Kali Linux, Metasploit, Bloodhound, Kev, run Bloodhound. I'm like, I have no idea how to do that. It's just like I'm not comfortable with doing that. It's like when you made me hack your Wi-Fi. I was very uncomfortable with that. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah, you were focused. I gotta say, you were
like I'm not like you putting me out of, like when you put me in an environment where it's like awkward and it's just like I kind of like doubt myself. Like, I don't know if I could do this because it seems like it's super hard, right? But I ended up doing it anyway, and I didn't give up. But like, it's not like, for me, like, I think I'm better at the blue team than the red team, like based on my experience because of my system admin and help desk experience. I'm just more comfortable with that, which is why I fell into that, if that makes sense.
No, 1,000%.
Yeah,
and that's cool, because I like to get people on this channel that have like all types of experience, right? Like everyone comes from a different background, everyone comes from different experiences, and I don't care how good you are, you're not an expert, right? Because there's always going to be a piece of information that you don't know. Like this is something, like I thought I was okay with pen testing, hacking, and whatever, and now and you're a part of the Discord. Like we have this team now, and there's some guys in there that run circles around me. And they're probably watching now, and they're probably like, shut the hell up. That's not true. But it is true. Like there's a buddy or a friend, and like I was stuck on a box, and literally like he helped me get through that box. Right. So that's the beauty of like this side. Like no matter how good or bad you are, there's some, obviously you're going to have the assholes, the dickheads, but like for the most part, like, in this space, there's obviously always a handout, like someone that's willing to help you. So that's definitely like the cool thing. And some similar to the blue team as well, right? Like there's that handout and stuff like that. And so I want to ask you, like you've been into this space like maybe a year or so, maybe 2 years or something like that, since you went from Sentinel-1 to today. So how do you think like the blue team and defensive security or security engineering, whatever you want to call it, evolved over the last couple of years, like from attacks and all that stuff? Like what have you been seeing in the wild?
Oh, with me, a lot of people have been, and I want to say AI, but AI is everywhere now. So a lot of people try to use AI to try to get into people's systems. And then there's a very interesting scam. I'm not sure if you ever heard of the Amazon scam. And basically the Amazon scam that has been pretty recent, where someone would buy you like stupid stuff, like little tedious things, like I'm talking about like a shirt, a sock, and let's just say cologne, right? And they ship that over to your house, and then on it, I have this piece of paper on it. There's a QR code on it, and then when they scan it, they get into your phone and into your systems. So I've seen people do that recently with Amazon. That's just one thing that I've been seeing a lot as a scam. And then, just other stuff as well. Like people have been like, I met this guy that I went to besides Panama, and I met this guy. He showed me there are ways to go get around Windows 11. So there's certain tools you can run and get around Windows 11. So like. And then when you report it to Microsoft's like, yeah, that's normal, I'm like, what? Doesn't make any sense. That should be patched. So like those are the things that I've been seeing. I mean, that's just from me traveling and going to conference events and trying to be much smarter with end users, because a lot of the end users that we have are not tech savvy. So you have to make sure you educate them properly, because they just click on anything.
Yeah. No, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, ready for a great combo tonight. Yeah, hopefully everything's always good stuff, and I support Kevin, and I feel the feelings are mutual.
Mhm.
So, like, obviously we can transition to some like technical insights, right? Like, and this is something I came up with this week, so I can have some kind of talking points. So this is probably going to be a little new thing I'm going to try to do
Mhm.
for every guest. So going forward, like, have a little sort of like so we can stay on par instead of, because I tend to go in la la land. So at least for me. So remember, this is all about blue teaming and defensive security. Yeah, exactly, Jorgito.
Mhm.
Blue team saved the day. So, and that's going to go into my pregunta now, right? So, like, what's your technical approach, like handling, like maybe 0-day or some kind of like an exploit that got into your environment, and you're like, holy moly, your corporation just got hacked by Jorge. Now, how are you going to go ahead and like mitigate that? And what is your like as a blue team, or like what do you do like in that situation? Like, obviously panic is not it. So like how do you guys like go through and say, let's buckle down and get this thing cooking?
Yeah, so in one of the job I was working for previously, I had to write the incident response handbook
Mm-hmm.
and how you would handle situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very involved because you have people that work in the company, then you also deal with the people that are outside of the company, then you deal with the executives, who's gonna know, who's not gonna know, the reputation, all that stuff's important when it comes to like handling some sort of attack or malware or whatever. So like for me, I don't. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like I don't. Like it goes to my. It goes back to my manager, my SOC manager. Like it goes back to him, and he's like, "Oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
how do we handle this?" And then, like I said, like specifically for us, we haven't had that issue, thank
Yeah.
God. But
Mm-hmm.
we have books written for those things and how to handle those things.
Yeah.
And also we do tabletop exercises as well.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm
what is
trying.
a tabletop exercise for those folks that don't know what that is? Like, what is tabletopping?
Like when you it's like when you work with executives and you work with C-level folks, and basically you write down like how would you handle malware or virus, how would you handle certain things in your
Mm-hmm.
environment. I went to a cybersecurity conference and I had to like do a tabletop exercise. Like they gave me a scenario. Oh, say for example Sally got this virus on their computer and now the whole company got hacked. How will you handle it? Who will be the first people to know? Who's the people that are important, who the people that are least important, and just that's what I did last time on the tabletop exercise. But I'm not sure if you wanna give your own answer to that.
Yeah, yeah. So like from tabletopping, this is what I've done and what I know about tabletopping. It's not actually doing something. It's scenario based,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not like you're going to go in and actually do something to do like a BCP or business continuity planning. It's not going to actually go in and do an IR or incident response and write up an incident, etc. It's just like a golf a bid moment. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
so that's pretty much all it is for those folks that don't know what tabletopping is. And there's different ones. There's tabletop exercises, blue team. There's purple team exercises that you're doing tabletops. Like if us as a red team, we're going into Kevin's organization, we're gonna be with his blue team, and like, okay, like let's test your whatever, your CrowdStrike, your MDE, your Cortex, your Carbon Black, whatever the fuck you use on your endpoint or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
your Sentinel, Microsoft Sentinel or whatever, your Splunk or, you know, Sumo Logic, whatever SIM solution you have. So going into SIM solution, this is going to segue into my next question. So say, for example, you have a SIM solution, like how does people, like, what is the point of fine tuning alerts in a SIM solution to reduce like those false positives, right? Because there's a lot of noise in a SIM. So how
Yeah.
do you reduce that shit and like, yo, like this is some good meat and potatoes to go through. Fuck that other shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we use queries and we have rules set up for our Microsoft Sentinel solution.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our basically, like I'll give you an example. Microsoft Defender for XDR, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to go and actually literally like tailor the settings on it like crazy because we got a lot of stupid alerts that make no sense. Like someone I'll give you a real life example. Someone would elevate their account and they would get an alert on that. Oh, we get an alert from someone that wasn't in the United States and then they traveled to Europe, and he's saying, oh, this is an unusual alert because the IP address has changed. They're somewhere else now. So I had to like tailor all our alerts to specific things that the company needs. And it becomes a norm. Like certain things are normal. Like, oh, this guy went from, I had a customer I work with. This guy went from, let's just say, New York to Singapore. And then you'll get an alert about that. I had to like change the settings on that because people would get alerts about that. We get tickets on that too. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why the hell would I want a ticket on that? It doesn't make
it's called risky users, right? Or impossible travel or something like that.
Travel, yes.
Yeah. So like, say for example, you get this, and I know this because I do this every day, but like this is something like, like if I'm in New York and now I forgot to tell IT or my team that, if I work remote, I can go to China tomorrow and just go work from there. But if I don't let them know, not me, because I'll RDP into a machine at home, so it looks like I'm home. I'm telling my secrets, but you know what I mean? Like, obviously having that tailored, and especially like if you're going through a VPN, and then there's different IPs and stuff like that. But yeah, all that stuff is pretty fun. Microsoft, and they have it really, really simple, right? So you just go to Intune and you go to your users, and then you go to or security users, risky users, and you can see all your risky users that have been triggered, that whatever it is, whatever the case may be, if it's impossible travel, or if it's like, I logged in from my phone, a new iPhone, and this is not enrolled in MDE or MDM or Intune or whatever. But yeah, that's some good stuff. And I like to talk about that stuff because I don't really get to talk about it too much on my channel because it's just
that when I first started my SOC role, I was getting stupid alerts, and I'm like, why am I getting an alert on this? And then I had to like tailor it because certain people, a lot of our team members are sales engineers, so they're always traveling, right? So it's like, why are we getting this alert? And then I have certain people that they want to use a certain product, and then Defender would block it by default. So it's just like, okay, is this like, can we get approved for this? Like, let me talk to my manager? Can we allow it? Can we not allow it? What are we gonna do, right? So like certain executable files will be blocked by default because Defender is just like that, So I have to make some changes on that as well. And then sometimes we get alerts that make no sense. Like if someone gets an email by someone else and it's blocked, it's like blacklisted for some reason. I'm like, why is this blacklisted? So I have to make an exception and whitelist an email or a domain. So those things I deal with as well. So yeah.
Cool. And this is another question and topic I wanted to touch on for like those people that are intrigued with SOC and blue team, etc., and just threat hunting, right? Like, so in your perspective, like, can you walk us through like for example, you have a threat hunting session, if it's with your managers, which whatever, like you're searching through a threat, like what does that look like? Like as a blue teamer, like what do we do as a blue teamer to go through like a threat and actually mitigate, remediate, and then close the case or whatever? How would we go about doing that?
I mean, with me, I'll be honest with you, Pat, I'm still learning that on this job because I'm still new in this job. Letting you know right now, I'm going to do training on that like next week. So I'm super excited about that because the job that I'm doing is fairly new. So they have to train me on that stuff. I haven't done that yet. So,
cool. And that's perfect. That's perfectly normal. That, and honesty is the best policy than making some phony baloney stuff. So obviously, like, I'll try to touch on that, right? So like, if you have a threat, say, for example, we'll go back to the email thing, right? So say, for example, Joe Blow clicks on a link and you're using something like Cofense or Mimecast or whatever kind of tools that you're going to utilize for triaging. Right. So now we get this email that comes in. Kevin clicks on it. Fucking Kevin. So now we have to go quarantine, contain his machine, scan it, see if it's spread, if it went through the network, and see all that stuff. And we can, I'm not going to talk about tools because, then I'm given the tools that I use because the only tools I know is the ones I use. And, but, whatever threat hunting tools you may use. And then we go ahead and get through the stages of the triage. and then reach out to the user, make sure that person didn't click on anything else or didn't give his password out or whatever. And then, then we just, close the case and do all that fun stuff.
So that happened to me in one of my other jobs when I did desktop support, because I had a lady that was the I guess she was the admin assistant for the CEO, and she was getting phishing emails, and then she was getting text messages from a phony asking her to buy $10 CVS cards, and she thought it was real. So she clicked on an email that she wasn't supposed to click on, and literally the first thing we did was we disabled her account.
Yeah, exactly.
And she was connecting through a thin client, so she had a thin client and a VM. So I ended up disconnecting her from her VM and ended up disabling the account. We changed the password, disabled the account, and then we went up and walked up to her to ask her what the hell was going on. And, it turns out that she clicked on the email, and then we had to like triage all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can revoke the token, you revoke the sessions if it's like, for example, a SAML connection like Okta or PIM inside of Office 365 and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's awesome. And threat hunting is really, really fun. I enjoy it. I actually don't tell anyone. I actually enjoy that better than offensive security, but that's just my little secret. Now the world knows, but it's all good. But yeah, man. So say, and you said you're still going through like your security plus. How's that looking?
I stopped. So I stopped doing it because I got hit with layoffs, and then I found a new job. So I'm in a new job now. I got to study it again. Pretty much.
No, totally. Priorities are priorities, bro. Like I totally get it. So I'm trying to see what other stuff I came up with for tonight.
But go ahead. I was gonna say I was super nervous. When we did our SOC 2 Type 2 audit, because I'd never done that in my life before.
Yep.
So I did it.
What is that? What is that?
It's like we had someone come in-house and audit us, and we had to have we had to follow a certain checklist, and certain things were required from us. Like, do you have MFA? Does your company have a password that's 14 characters or long? Does your company do social engineering training? And like specifically for that, like I was super nervous because I had to provide samples and screenshots of everything just to show that we actually have that. So I'm like in certain scenarios, I'm like, fuck, do we even have that set up? Right.
Yeah.
So I was like super nervous. But we passed our audit, but like I had to work with everyone in the organization to get it to pass the audit. Otherwise I would be screwed right now. So that's what it was for me.
Yes, and getting those regulatory compliant audits are stressful, right? And I'm not going to mention the name, but I worked for a company that it was a huge company that we did all the audits, right? If it's a HIPAA audit, SOC 1, SOC 2 compliant audit, PCI, DSS, blah, 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 all these audits. So we have to make sure you have your regulatory checklist, your compliant checklist that we have, or the client has to check, like you said, MFA, backups, BCP plan, whatever, antivirus, endpoint protection, blah, 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 disaster recovery, fault tolerance, and a whole bunch of shit. It all depends on what kind of compliance you got.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something good to have under your belt or in your arsenal now, because now you can take that elsewhere and utilize that and help another organization get to that as well if need be. So cool. Congrats on that, dude. That's definitely a big win for you, and it's probably it's a good stepping stone for sure. So
I was super nervous. I was super uncomfortable. I was not ready for that audit, and my manager basically threw me to swim. He's like, You figure it out. We're going with the team. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then some of the people that I work with were sales engineers, software developers, a lot of smart people in the company. The thing is like, oh, why do you have admin rights for this? It doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna have to revoke your admin rights. And then I had like, and I think you I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I had like a clash with some of the infrastructure team because I had to remove some of their access because at the end of the day, the audit is asking me to do that, so I have to remove their access. So they have to use another account to be an admin because it can't have everything together, right? It has to be separate, right? So some of these guys wanted to kill me because I removed some of their access.
Yeah, as far as conflict with me, because I think obviously you know me as off the camera, so I think I'm the kind of person, either you love me or you hate me. That's just me, right? Like
Mhm.
I don't think there's any happy medium with me because either people like I said, love me or hate me. And as far as like conflict, the only time I had it twice in my career that I told them to go fuck themselves, you know.
Mhm.
And one time is when I moved into a different department. Like I was a system engineer for this organization, and this is right when I was getting like Cisco certified, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to do some routing switching, and they were implementing from Cisco PICs to their ASA. I think they were 5510s or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, like I want to help do this migration. I think that's when I got my CCNA security or whatever. And I'm like, I understand firewalls, I know ACL, but whatever. And the guy said, no, like you have to be at, this level, right? Like whatever, CCNP or whatever the hell it was. And I was like, but I'm not saying that I want to do it. I just want to like shadow you guys and like maybe I can take those configs and put it into GNS3 and like mock our infrastructure and then put it into like a test infrastructure or
Mhm.
I don't even think CML was out there back then with Cisco Modeling Labs. But anyhow, like, so I told him, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? I told him just like that. I was like, you're an asshole. And then there was one other time. So it was never like for access. It was more like, them just being a dick. And then, yeah, I think that was, and there was another time, and that was in the last 5 years. I want to say that. I told someone, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, if you're not gonna, because they were pretty much saying if you don't do it my way, it's the highway. And I say, okay, you fucking ride that highway by yourself. Go fuck off. But yeah. So that was that. So yeah. So yeah, I don't really have too much like I said,
No,
I'm a lover, but if you
with
want
me,
to
with
fight,
me,
I'll
it was
fight.
like that because like I had the auditors on my ass. So it's like, okay, they gotta get rid of this, gotta get rid of that, and then the engineers are like, so you telling me I have to do this in order to do what I was doing before instead of just clicking it one time? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I have to do it that way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and that really sucks. You know what I mean? That really sucks because when you're so used to having admin access, you can run whatever tools or install any applications. Now it's like the UAC is on. I'm getting blocked. I need to call Kevin to install something, or there is ways around that, right? Like if you want to have it monitored and maintained, you can have a low privilege user,
mhm.
Kevin, and then you can have admin dash Kevin for an example and say, okay, everything that's admin dash Kevin that's making any changes, there is logged, and you can enable auditing on your servers or whatever. And everything is logged, like in Office 365, Okta, whatever you're doing, it's logged. So no matter what, you're not going to get away with murder. At least the way I set it up. I always enable login and I ingest those logs into a centralized location for whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
Um, but anyhow, like, so speaking about that, like, what kind of skills are critical if someone's trying to get into a cybersecurity or a blue team role? Like, what are some critical things that we need to know? And then we'll get into the questions.
Mhm.
I know we started a little late, but we'll get into the questions about 15 minutes or so. And so yeah, if you guys want to hang out, and we'll answer those questions. But yeah, go ahead, Kev.
I think for me, and this is gonna sound like, and I know technical stuff is really important, but also I think soft skills is very important, especially when you're working with executive and C-level folks,
Mhm.
because I had to run a report and I had to show them money lost, money gain, right? So like I have to pull up Excel. I don't know, people are probably not gonna like hearing this, but like as a SOC analyst, you're doing a lot with Excel. So I have Excel stuff that I pull out like metrics and graphs and everything. And when you talk to the soft, when you have soft skills and you talk to the executives, you have to show them like why you're using this tool and how is it saving money, why is it important, and how it's like when you have, and Paz, it's going to sound super random. It's like, okay, why do you need this firewall? Explain to me why you need this firewall. And then you get super technical. You explain why it's important, and your soft skills suck. And then the CEO or the CFO, whoever it is, they're like, oh yeah, let's just buy the coffee machine. Fuck Kevin, because he's not making me understand why we need this tool, right? So like being as a SOC analyst is important that you have great soft skills and presenting stuff that's important, whether it's a SIM solution, a product, or anything related to that. So like having that soft skills is important. That's number one. And then number two, for me, it's going to be having strong analytical thinking, because you have to be really good at thinking on your feet. When certain things happen, you have to know what to do. And then also being good with, I was never good with queries, but now I've gotten a lot better with queries. Being good with that, being good with like Python, PowerShell, knowing about automation now. As far as technical skills is concerned, like I think because I have that help desk system admin background, it wasn't that bad to transition over to a SOC analyst role. It was not awkward for me because I have that fundamental knowledge with operating systems, networking, hardware, software. So because of all that, I'm able to like transition to blue team and do the things that I'm doing. But also, like I said, the technical stuff plus the soft skill stuff. I'm not sure if that answered your question, but like those things are very important.
1,000%. I think that's those two are super important for any career in cybersecurity and IT as a whole, right? And understanding and having those fundamental skills for communication, especially if you're getting into the field, if you want to get into, if it's a SOC analyst or a help desk person, you're going to be helping people. So it's customer service at the end of the day with a little sprinkle of technical, right? So yeah, it's definitely some good stuff. And this is a hot question that I wanted to see your perspective and your stuff. So like, are there any open source tools or labs you recommend for blue teamers to practice? So aside from Hack the Box and Try Hack Me and whatever else is out there, like I want to set up, I don't have no money. I'm broke as a joke. And I just want to learn how to be like Kevin. What do I need to do starting today?
I like CyberWalks. So CyberWalks Academy is free. And he has an incident response lab using virtualization from Microsoft Azure. And it's a website, actually. It's a free website to set up incident response. And I think he uses Yammer or something like that and a bunch of other tools. I could pull it up on my computer and find it, but that they have a blue team lab and it's absolutely free.
And that's DAX, right?
Yes.
DAX.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's free. I would recommend you do that. Like as far as try Hack the Box, and now if you have some money, I like Blue Team 1. The Blue Team 1 certification is really good. I like that certification. I haven't taken it myself, but I heard a lot of good reviews about it. That's just my opinion. For SOC. And yeah, CyberWalks is the one that I would recommend because that's free. You don't got to pay anything. All you need is your first name, last name, email address, your street address, your billing information, and you get a $200 credit by Microsoft Azure. You can do it for like 30 days. So
cool.
Take advantage of that. So.
Awesome. So that's pretty cool. That's definitely good stuff. I need to get Dax on here. I need to see what's up with him. But yeah, he has some good stuff. So if you ever check out his channel, he has some good stuff. But yeah, so I guess trying to think, I have some other stuff that. Oh yeah, so for example, it doesn't have to be SOC. Doesn't have to be so like for maybe there's like people out there that they go on Google and they go on Twitter and they go on LinkedIn. They can see links, but like, what do you do to stay up to date with the latest threats and defenses and all these different strategies? Like, what do you do to stay like ahead of the game? Like, is it like you wake up, you get your coffee, you go on that site to see what's going on, what's cooking out there in the industry, like, and yeah, and I'll answer it, but go ahead. I want to.
So So I have my email address. I'm subscribed to, and I gotta look it up, but I'm it's on my Outlook. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
subscribed to something that CTOs are subscribed to, specifically CTOs,
Mm-hmm.
and they get latest news every single day. So I stay
Mm.
on that. I have to look it up. I don't know the name of it, but I'm subscribed to that, and it's free. So I'm subscribed to that. And obviously, I'm very active on Twitter. So I'm super active on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter, looking at stuff on Twitter. I also follow you as well.
Yeah.
Super random, but I follow you as well. And a lot of people that I know that are in cybersecurity, I follow them to see what they have cooking, because you follow certain people, they're always posting stuff that's new. So I do that as well. And I'm subscribed to certain newsletters for Microsoft, Cisco, McAfee, certain companies I'm subscribed to. So I get emails all the time about what's going on behind the scenes.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. So, anything that like, you know, you don't have to specifically say what company, but any company that you worked with use any kind of like, for an example, Recorded Future or Armis or what other things are out there, like different threat intel stuff that, maybe you're in a financial industry and you're like, okay, I want to see the latest ransomware gangs that are attacking financial institutions so we can make sure all of the hashes that, from there you can go into the IOC management of whatever application, make sure these hashes aren't exposed,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like, are you doing that stuff, or have you done anything like that, or not really?
I'm subscribed to something. Well, like I said, for CTOs, I can't find it. I'll find the name of it, but that gives
Hmm.
you information about everything,
Cool.
everything from ransomware, malware, Trojan,
Hmm.
the latest CVEs, everything, everything. So that gives me a lot of information. But I find the name of it. It's on my Outlook. I have to look it up. So
Yeah, no worries, no worries,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to see, like, obviously we talked about AI. I want to touch. So, how do you think AI is impacting cybersecurity as a whole? Like, what's your take on AI and all this jazz?
I think people should embrace it. I think AI is just another tool. To be honest with you, it's not gonna get rid of your job. You should just
Hmm.
embrace AI. And we have a lot of, okay. So I'll tell you this, but I did sign an NDA, but like in one company, and I'm not gonna say the name of the company because
Yeah,
I
you
did sign
know.
an NDA, but a lot of the companies that I know that when I was actively interviewing for a cybersecurity job, the
Hmm.
majority of these companies had their own in-house AI that they use, and then they
Hmm.
combine it with their knowledge base article or their KB, like IT glue, for example.
Hmm.
And the AI will be combined with IT glue and a bunch of other stuff. And any information you put on it, it stays with the company. That's it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes smarter as you keep using it over and over again. And then I would use that tool to run scripts. Like certain scripts I wouldn't know how to write, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, put it this way, and tell me how to correct it. And then the AI will tell me, oh, Kev, you wrote it this way, should have been this way. Oh, okay. And then I
Hmm.
would just copy and paste and put that when I'm running a script on Intune, for example, things
Yeah.
like that.
1,000%. I still
Yeah,
do it.
yeah,
All my payloads are with GPTs.
yeah.
So don't, yeah, embrace it. Definitely, guys, embrace it. Don't feel like you're a dumb dumb because you're using these kind of tools. Just leverage them because it is the future. I don't think it's going to replace you. I think at the end of the day, you still need a human being, but God only knows what the future holds. But yeah, let's see. So now we're talking about some like engaging and fun stuff, right?
Mhm.
So, what's the most unusual or creative attack that you've seen in at your organization, or even like personally, or maybe a friend or a family member? And you said something about the Amazon one with send home and do your scan and any other cool, unique, creative attacks that you've seen?
They use the tool you told me about. Remember when you find out your first name and last name and phone number and where you live.
Yeah.
So they use a tool like that. And then they ran an OSINT. They ran an OSINT on a CEO that was hiring for a cybersecurity job. And when he went on the job interview, I'm not gonna say who it was. He went on a job interview. He knew he knew his favorite dog, his favorite cat, who his daughter was, who his son was, while interviewing for a specific job. And the CEO was in that interview, and it felt super awkward. And then the IT manager was there too, and he did an OSINT on the IT manager too, and he knew more information about him as well. So they ended up just hiring him because, oh, okay, I hacked you, and that's how I got all that information from you guys. Mm-hmm. And they hired him. It's a real person. So
yeah,
that's when that happened to somebody.
Yeah, and that's interesting, right? Like, but I think nowadays that's getting more realistic, because I do that. Like, if I'm going to, even meet up with someone, I don't know, for example, not recently, but actually recently, I had some work done, actually not too long ago, thinking about this. Mm-hmm. And I did my, reconnaissance and OSINT on the company, not only the company, the CEO, because I had an incident that happened to me in my old house, because this is a new house, that I had someone come to install cabinets and backsplash in my kitchen. They did it halfway. They said they were going to come back tomorrow. Okay. They never came back. They said they were going to come back on Friday. It was like Wednesday, and they were going to come back on Friday to finish the job. They never came back. So they kept on prolonging it, and I never heard from them.
Wow.
Right. So the moral of the story, I had a lot of information on this company. I'm not going to divulge everything, but like I had a lot in my hand that, and I told them, like, like, if you don't come back, I'm going to go to the police, because I signed a contract that, you're supposed to be a contractor that's doing this work. Mm-hmm. And, I got my money back because I called my credit card and I said, hey, like, this guy never did the work, and I paid, that's why you guys never do cash, and never, especially if it's a big project. If it's over $10,000-$15,000, yeah, do it with a credit card. Mm-hmm. That's always my thing. I will never give you my debit card or cash, because then you run away and then never see you again. But yeah, so that has happened. And then I just did my OSINT, and then found out a lot of stuff about the organization, the CEO, and some stuff that they've been pulling off, like little scam jobs, half-ass jobs. And but yeah, that was a crazy thing. So that was probably it wasn't an attack, but it was something I had to come up with some creative stuff to, like they say, payback's a bitch, right?
No bueno.
Yeah, no bueno. But so I guess, like, this is something it'll be interesting to talk about as well. And where we have 5 more minutes, and then we'll take some questions, go through this. I know it's a little, usually we go from 7 to 8. Now it's like 8 to 9. But
my bad, guys.
Yeah, no worries. So, like, if you can implement one major security change in every single company overnight, what would that be?
Oh, that's I was say that's an easy question, but it's not actually. It's like so many things I would think,
but you only have one major thing. That's it. You only have one thing. What would you change?
End user training.
Okay.
End user training.
So, okay, that's valid.
I think it's end user training, and I mean end user training for everyone, including help desk.
So, what company would you use?
I like InfoSec IQ. That's just me.
Yep. InfoSec IQ is good. No B4 is decent.
Yeah.
Cool. Paul, credit cards can always get your money back every purchase. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that. That's what I did.
I say end user training because I everyone that I have worked with have been a victim. Like, I send fake emails all the time, like phishing emails on purpose. People will click on it anyway. I send a picture of blue, it's like, oh shit, what the hell? Where did this come from? So I send like crazy phishing emails, and people will click on it. I'm like, why did you click on it? It doesn't make any sense. So that's why I'm gonna say end user training.
Yeah, I agree. So I think that was pretty much PayPal. Even better, actually. That's the way I got into this field, man. Like, got my PayPal hacked.
Yeah, I remember.
That's how I got into cybersecurity, because I was selling Jordans on eBay. And so yeah, that's pretty much my guess my interview questions or my podcast questions that I came up with today. But yeah, let's go through this chat and
Yep.
see what's up. See, where's Devin when you need him? So every search, yeah, exactly. Almost every chargeback. That's true. PayPal definitely stepped their game up from when I used to use them way back when it was like eBay and PayPal. Now it's like separate.
Yeah, it's way better.
And fashionably late. Yeah, Andrew, totally. So Noah, I need to get Noah on here too. Stinger sound good. Oh, that's pretty much way up there. So let's see this. What is this question? What does he do as a SOC? Is there any project he made that can really help him?
I mean, I got my job through networking. Just letting you know right now. I didn't do anything special. I just networked. And Pat knows I go to a lot of B-sides events. So I went to a conference event. I networked my way into cybersecurity. That's how I got my job. I didn't do anything crazy, anything special. I just happened to be there. I happened to be there at the right time, at the right opportunity, and the right woman was there for me. And that's how I got my job. And it's because I'm always active on LinkedIn. You know, Pat, I'm active on LinkedIn. So like I'm on LinkedIn like crazy. So like that does help a lot. So being active on LinkedIn and knowing people is very important. So
selfie king, baby.
Yes.
Hey, you haven't been taking too many selfies. It's been
no.
You probably got yelled at, like, get off that shit. Hey, what up, Pat? Ready for a quick combo? Blue team say today I'm just going through this, so gotta know when two New Yorkers get together. Yeah.
Pub subs.
Yeah, pub subs. That was fucking classic. Thank you, Jam. Appreciate that. What's up, Dusty? All right, let's see this one from Noah. Did the SOC analyst role not require Sec Plus to get on?
I mean, I don't have any certifications, but yeah, Security Plus is very important though. It does help. I like Security Plus, and I like the CYSA certification, specifically for blue teaming. That's just my opinion. So
yep. And I think Security Plus is definitely a good one, especially if you want to get into DoD contracts, because it's required.
Yep. That's correct.
So if you want to get into like some kind of government project, you need Security Plus. And it's interesting, right? Because I remember a friend of mine was like, and he's really, really good, right? And he has, every certification in the book, but he never went for the CompTIA, right? Because he's more as a pen tester, a hacker, and he went for the OffSec ones. And I think he went up to, I think he has OSCP, OSEP, OSWE, OSWA, and then some other off the wall ones, right? And they declined his interview, and just because, and they asked him, would you go for your Security Plus within the 30 days? And he goes, no, it's a crap cert. And I'm thinking, dude, like, it's not, if the company's going to pay for it, go knock it out, right? And if you never want to work for the government, don't get Security Plus. But if you're looking to do more, if you're looking to get any kind of government contracts, definitely Security Plus is required. No matter how low on the totem pole or how high on the totem pole it is, it's needed. That's why I got my CEH, right? I get my CEH to be, it's because of DoD as well. So,
man, even a lot of those jobs need A+ Network Plus too. So don't downright say CompTIA sucks, like, because you do require it or it's needed for government jobs.
Yeah, no, 1,000%, and that's coming up in the game, like that was I think I've said this more early on. I haven't mentioned this in a long time, but one of my hardest exams, me personally, is my A+. That was one of my hardest exams that I've taken. Like all the Microsoft exams that I've taken, coming up, like they were way easier than A+. Even my Cisco exams, like CCNA, CCNP, yeah, they were easier than A+. And people think I'm nuts, but it's true. For me, A+ was super hard. It wasn't easy for me.
Yeah, I took A+ back in the 900 series, 901, 902, and I used Professor Messer to pass the exam. Because first semester is like the OG of CompTIA study stuff.
Yeah,
So
I did my A plus. I think it was my certification's blue. It's not even red. Like I'm grandfathered in. I did it in 2008, I think. My A plus, 2007 or 2008. So it was a really, really long time ago. But like, you know, I didn't fail it, but I definitely was. It was hard for me. I don't know how it is now. Probably even harder because now it's like back then it was just like hardware and software. You have two exams. One's hardware, one's software. Now you have cloud, you have networking, you have security. Everything's probably built into the A plus now. So maybe it's easier. I don't know. But back then,
I recently helped a college graduate that went to John Jay College. I recently helped him pass the A plus. It's super hard. It's 2 exams. It's super hard. He's like, why is it so hard? I'm like, I don't know, man.
yeah, I have no idea. So let's keep hooking this up. So even better, blah blah blah. I'm just going through these things. Yeah, that's sneakerhead Pat. Yeah, I still have a lot of sneakers, man. I sold probably about 60 pairs in the last 7 months, just because I'm almost 40 years old. I'm not rocking J's. Actually, I did last year when I came to New York. I was rocking my sweats in the 11s. But I just feel weird now, like even when I go to the gym, I wear like Yeezys and sweats. Like I don't know. I guess I don't know. Certain sneakers, I feel weird rocking.
I want to rock some Timberlakes.
Yeah, I have 2 pairs of Tims. I have 2 pairs of Tims, and I don't even know where they are. Actually, I think they're in a garage in a box somewhere. But because down here you're not gonna be rocking no Tims. I guess the couple weeks ago it fucking snowed here.
Yeah,
so,
it snowed over there. I was like, what the?
Yeah. So all right, Paul got a question here. In your experience, what is the best way to train help desk teams that have had multiple issues with social engineering?
That's a good question. Well, we have to start with the help desk team first to train the end users. The problem I have with cybersecurity training, Pat, this is just me, is that people would just click next. They'll let a video play and then hit next and not watch the actual training, which is kind of annoying. It's like, did you do the actual training? And it's like, no, I didn't do it. I'm like, so what the hell, right? So it's like really annoying. Like you give someone cybersecurity training and they just hit next and don't watch they don't watch the video, they don't watch the training, they don't actually do it. So like you have to figure out how to make cybersecurity entertaining, if that makes sense. Because if it's not entertaining, the end users are not going to watch it. That's just my opinion. So
yeah, no, that's a valid. I think, and I don't know, I never worked a help desk, but like I would say fire them. You know what I mean? Like if they're like if you have multiple issues with with end users. Wait, let me make sure I'm reading this. In your experience, what is the best way to train the teams that have multiple? So I'm guessing what Paul's saying is like social engineering from the end user. So how can the help desk talk to the end user to prevent that from happening? And either you give them one go around with the help desk, and you said give them the security awareness training, and really they do have to take a test at the end of it, right? They have like a little quiz.
Yeah, there's always a test.
So yeah, I would say kick them out. Mm-hmm. So let's see. So Noah wants to connect with you on LinkedIn. So he's asking, what is your email on LinkedIn so he can connect with you?
I think I replied to him already in chat on YouTube. They reply to him.
Yeah, he's a cool kid.
Yeah, so. No, my email is my Kevin, like K, and then my last name, Apolinario 63@gmail.com is basically my email address. K Apolinario 63@gmail.com. And I was gonna say that 63 is because I work for the NYPD, so that 63 is for lunch break. 1063 is lunch break in the NYPD radio code, which nice. It's a prank. That's why I made it 63.
So you weren't born in '63.
No.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn, Security Plus all the way. Yeah, I think that's true. Security Plus is definitely so let's see what else. As help desk, what tip would you have to buy from the new hire orientation? Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, technically, whenever you have a new hire, they're supposed to get cybersecurity training. They get training by HR, sexual harassment training, typically also cybersecurity training. All that good stuff. It's typically they're supposed to give you training if you're a new hire. If they're not giving you training in cybersecurity training, like you're gonna be in trouble. Even for an audit, Pat. I'm not sure if you know, like a SOC 2 audit. That's a requirement. New hires are supposed to get cybersecurity training. That's on their checklist.
Yep.
So,
I've seen a guy with CCNA fail A+. You have to have a great, yeah. This is a good point, Glenn. Like, I'm telling you, like right now, if you gave me that A+ exam, I wonder if I would pass. I don't know.
You should take a practice exam, see what happens.
Yeah, if you have a good one, send it to me, and I'll take it. And I should take it live just so people can think I'm not fucking bullshitting.
You know, Linus Tech Tips. He took it. He failed it.
Right? Yeah, I'm telling you.
The guy's smart.
Yeah, no, A+ is no joke.
I'm like, what the hell?
Let's see. Me too. I'm down to like 80 and 90. Sold most of my J's. Yeah. Now I'm just like rocking like some Adidas, some MMDs, and my Yeezys. I rock my Yeezys a lot. Jordans, I just feel like I still have a lot of like 11s, because the 11s I have like probably every color. And then I have my M&M 4s. So, and just because they're like 40 grand, I'm not getting rid of my M&M 4s.
You talk to me about shoes. I have pool sticks though.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I play pool.
Glenn, you just failed the social engineering, social phishing test. Let's see. Kev, are you going to start up your study group back up?
Probably later on this year, not now. Oh, I did it last year. I did a Security Plus group for free last year.
So did you run it? Maybe you should
I ran it. Yeah. So
maybe you should like get it together and see who's like willing to do it, and just like maybe have like someone run it, and then you organize it and say, hey, like I can help get everyone coordinated, just so maybe there's people that need that motivation to get that baby going.
Yeah, probably later on this year. I'm too busy right now. Because right now I have something going on with me, and Pat hasn't said anything. But right now I have something going on with Pat. I'm working on something with Pat. We're working on something together. So it's like I have a busy year. I have a busy couple of months. So
yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. So Paul, have you heard of anyone talking about Blue Team Con and how the conference was?
I ain't never gone to that, and I know what Blue Team Con is. I never gone to that. I have no idea. So
me neither. I didn't even know it. I want to actually make a note of that. Blue Team Con.
I like DEF CON though. I'll take DEF CON over anything any day.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Blue Team Con.
We're gonna hopefully go to DEF CON again together and just chill, Pat, like last time.
Yeah, we'll get with Paul, Glenn, or the Stinger, and OX3 Security. Who else is in here that's going to be going to DEF CON? Maybe Noah. I don't really know anyone else, really. This is why I'm Jorge. Maybe Jorge will go. That's why I'm better with names than these damn tag names. I'm like, I don't know who the hell these are.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I was in it for a little bit. That's why I asked Kev. Cool.
Yeah, I did like I think like 4 or 5 sessions for free for like an hour and a half, and we went over actual Security Plus questions, like the actual exam. But obviously it was given to me by CompTIA, so like we went over some exams together.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Some PBQs and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, baby. You remember that? That was fun.
Pool party, yeah, I remember that.
Sun's out, guns out. But awesome, Kev. So any last words that you have for, any inspiration, anything that you want to let off your chest, and we'll call it a night, because I'm getting tired and I'm getting hungry. It's nearly.
Yeah, like for me, like I said earlier before, networking is very important. And have a good like surround yourself with good IT people. Like, I mean, I learned from Pat. Pat learns from me, and we hang out together. We go to conference events together. We get to network, talk to people, and it was always fun, like hanging out with other IT people. So, like, just don't be afraid to hang out with other people, especially if you're brand new. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And yeah, like as a new person in IT, like I said, always try to learn your fundamentals. Fundamentals are super important for me. That's my advice for someone that's brand new. Brush up on your hands-on training, because the reason why I say that is anyone can watch a video and just nod their head and be like, "Yeah, I know how to do that." So one thing is watching a video, and another thing is actually doing it through a lab or setting up a lab. So do some labs as well, and try to network as much as you can. Try to be active on social media, on LinkedIn. You do have a lot of good people out here that are willing to help. Anyone else is an asshole, you'll just tell them to kick rocks, and that's it. That's my advice.
Yeah, man, I love that, and that's the same thing with me. Like I don't know it all. I always just try to give back as best as I can, and at least get people together that I know that can help each other, and whatever it is, right? If it's IT, if it's working out, if it's arm wrestling, if it's bowling, playing pool. If like someone asks me, I don't fucking know anything about a pool stick, go ask Kevin. So like, just get with people that is going to be a positive impact in your life. And if it's not, like you said, go kick rocks with your shoes off, So awesome, Kev. Thank you so much for hanging out for the hour, and I'll holla at you. And thank you everyone for tuning in an hour late. And Paul is next week, and that should be a fun one. And if anyone that's watching this that is ever interested in joining the show, talk about their journey, talk about a topic they just want to discuss, feel free to hit me up, whatever, on Discord or wherever, InfoSec Pat, wherever. And I'd love to get you guys on here as well. So it doesn't matter your experience, doesn't matter your level, it's for everyone. So I just want to put that out there just to extend that invite. So thank you so much, Kev, and everyone else. Love you guys, and have a beautiful evening. Take care.
Very nice. Bye-bye.